And welcome to the Three-Man Weave Best Bets show presented by Circa Sports. Yes, sir, we are at Stadium Swim in lovely Las Vegas at Circa, the greatest place on earth for this boy's money. I'm Kai. That's Jim. That's Matt. We're live. Three-Man Weave, second show of the weekend. We got two more, Saturday and Sunday. Saw some great games yesterday. We're going to break down the Sweet 16 today, all four games. First, let's talk about yesterday. Matthew, starting with Clemson, Arizona. What'd you see? What'd you like? What you did not like?
Didn't like Arizona's inability to make open shots. The Tommy Lloyd haters, Shim. The pitchforks, the mobs, they're coming for his. I feel bad for Tommy. We like Tommy. Some questionable late-game decision-making there. Takeaway, I think a learning for all of us here, betting on coaches who can make in-game adjustments.
It certainly helps. You'd like to have that. And I don't want my in-game adjustment to be Paxton Wojcik playing his most minutes since February 10th.
Or Jalen Withers in crunch time.
But for the Arizona-Clemson game, I tweeted a lot about it last night. Shooting luck or variance, we'll call it, is a thing. Clemson opponents, 14 of 75 from three so far. That is 19%. You can play great defense and still benefit from that. Like you could say, their opponents are shooting 28%. That's from great defense. The other 10% comes from a little good fortune. Now, Arizona's shot selection, bad. A long stretch yesterday where they just hucked threes. We were making fun of it with people down at Circa. But a lot of them were relatively open, and you would expect a much higher make rate. So Clemson, great game plan, deserved to move on, better team. But, it could have gone differently.
Definitely could have gone differently. Congrats to Clemson. Congrats to Brad Brownell. Caleb Love. We got the Caleb Love game. Arizona. That was our fear.
Did Caleb Love infect R.J. Davis, his former teammates?
Yes. It's a good it's a good segue, Matthew.
Some sort of sleeper agent between those two, yes.
Yeah. We'll circle back for UConn, but we'll just go ahead and talk UNC really quick. Yes, the Tar Heels are out. Alabama won. It was, as advertised, a fantastic game, up and down. Tons of possessions, tons of points, but R.J. Davis pulled, ironically, a Caleb Love. He, what was he, Jim? 0 for 9 from 3? You have a stat on that.
They were both 0 for 9 from 3.
For a lot.
It was the first, per Jared Burson, the first time two players on the same day of the NCAA tournament went 0 for 9 or worse from 3 ever. Or at least as far back as his data goes.
Ever.
It's funny not funny, but, maybe a lesson for the young men out there. Never let a woman get in between you. Allegedly, the, debatable R.J. Davis, Caleb love triangle, the karma, just 0 for 2 last night. That's all I'll say.
All the way back. Yeah, the UNC takeaway for me is why is Wojcik playing that much? I know they were worried about Cadeau's length, but it's not like you were stopping Alabama. Regardless, his ball creation helps Davis be off the ball, and instead he's having to force a little bit more with the ball in his hands. I did not like the UNC rotations. Hubert Davis earned a lot of respect for me this year. I'm not going to wipe that all out, but that was some very poor in-game management, in my opinion.
Yeah, and how about Jalen Withers? The 3-point shot at the end of the game.
Jenkins.
Alabama was like, please, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Let it rain.
Even R.J. Davis was like, why? What are you doing? Why are you taking that shot?
Not a good shot. Did not cost them the game. Baycott dunk. A lot of UNC miscues, we'll say. Yes. But Alabama moves on.
Baycott was sneaky, invisible late. Not nearly as dominant as we had seen him turn the switch in the tournament. So I think there's blood on the hands of both R.J. Davis and Hubert Davis and Amardo Baycott. When your Holy Trinity goes AWOL, it's just not going to be a recipe for success.
We should give Alabama a little credit. I mean, they scored with UNC the whole game. Grant Nelson played almost a perfect game.
Yeah,
he was unbelievable on both ends of the floor. Sears and Estrada did their thing. Griffin, Matt, your boy, Rylan Griffin was terrific. Alabama moving on, and interesting little Elite Eight game there with Clemson, a rematch from earlier this year.
It is indeed, yeah. The whole world wanted Arizona, North Carolina. Nope, we get Clemson, Alabama. Hey, football matchup. Football schools.
Yeah, I saw a good joke that was like, we expanded the playoff, and we're still stuck with Clemson, Alabama.
That was a good one. Real quick, UConn, still dominant. They have 9 straight tournament wins of 13-plus points. That's almost impossible. Very, very clearly the best team in the country right now.
They have ruined my tournament, Kai.
Yeah.
What did they do to they're making a mockery of it. No one plays even close with them, and they're not even hot from beyond the arc. John Fanta pointed that out yesterday. They just drill people no matter what.
They do, unfortunately. Matt, anything to add on UConn?
Yeah, margins of victory, UConn. 24, 15, 23, 28, 13, 17, 39, 17 in their last 2 tournaments, including this one, obviously.
It's a joke.
And we love Illinois. We'll get to this tomorrow. Obviously, not going to jump the gun, but tread lightly is all I'll say if you're looking to back the Illini.
How about the Illini, by the way? Illini move on against Iowa State. Not the prettiest of games, I would say. Terrence Shannon, though, he was everything that we kind of expected him to be. Took control, was awesome. Iowa State, a fair battle, Jim, but Illinois clearly the better team.
Yeah, do we have to bury you can't win with the bad defense narratives because of Alabama and Illinois? And obviously Illinois kind of did it with their defense yesterday against a shaky Iowa State offense. But both of those defenses now have moved up in KenPom. Illinois, as I look at it right now, up to 84th. So not outside the top 100 like it was for a long stretch. Perhaps they have that gear a little bit. It's been very intriguing to see for a team that's obviously amazing offensively.
I knew that could turn that split. Good day for me, and my Alabama and Illinois are better than the metrics say defensively take. Very good day for me.
You.
Nice job. Yeah. Big day for me. So
don't hurt yourself patting yourself on the back over there.
All right, enough looking back. Let's look forward. 4 games today. All of them intriguing, I would say. We're going to start off chronological order. As we did yesterday, we're starting with a 7-point ACC dog, and that is NC State. They're playing Marquette. Obvious matchups here for this one. DJ Burns, the NC State refrigerator with ballerina legs, against Oso Ighodaro, Marquette's nimble, skinnier center. And then Marquette's ball screen defense, Jim, against NC State's fantastic guards. Excuse me, reverse that. NC State's ball screen defense against Marquette's fantastic guards. No offense to NC State's guards, but the ball screen clearly a main focal point of Marquette's offense. Tyler Kolek, fantastic in that action. NC State struggled to guard it this year.
Yeah, 28th percentile nationally per synergy against pick and rolls. That is a problem. The bigs not all that mobile. And Marquette doesn't just come up, put 3 guys on the perimeter and run an obvious ball screen. Like, they do it a little bit creatively. They get Kolek coming off of a down screen, little zoom action. Suddenly he's into a ball screen and your defense is scrambling already to rotate. I think that's going to be tough for NC State to deal with. Matt potentially points on the other end, though, with DJ Burns scoring in the paint and fanning out to open shooters. And the NC State shooters have been money so far this year, or this tournament at least. Matt, do you put any stock in the fact that every one of these games have had an extra day to prep? Like, does that matter to you?
Somewhat. I think what matters more is back to my point on the takeaway at the intro is like the coaches that bet the brains is my statement here is the coaches who can make the in-game adjustments. You know, the pregame prep is going to be obviously very nuanced, but like you're going to see new things you haven't seen or prepared for, as we saw at Clemson, Arizona. So like the coach you trust the most to adapt to the curveball in game. These are both good coaches. Like Kevin Keith.
I was going to say, are you going to tell us game by game which one that is?
I think I lean Shaka here. Jordan Majeski talked about how they're going to probably have to play some zone because I don't see how they're going to stop the Burns hub and spoke to Shear model that Keats finally realized is the weapon to all their success. I was looking at the over, Jim. You mentioned points on both sides. I think there's a ton of points. But is the pace going to be there? They played a little slower, NC State, to kind of let the vending machine get up and down the court and lumber on both ends. But, yeah, that's sort of the tug-of-war. I do like the over quite a bit. Just to put a Bokai back to the side handicap, 7 points, the number painted across the board, including here at Circa, our fine sponsor. But Bart Kai, since March 11th, conveniently sorting since NC State has been awesome. This line is -1.5. So basically the last 2 or 3 weeks, it's been Marquette by a nose over NC State. Just something to keep in mind.
I'm taking NC State +7 as my best bet, as I did yesterday with Clemson, going with the ACC. Well, I just think it's too high. I think Marquette ends up winning this game. I think NC